What's the deal, YouTube? It's your boy, Next Gen 720, and I'm back with another video. We're back for Xbox, the weekly show, Xbox Beast Fire. You know, we shoot every Monday around 8:30. We have a bunch of topics to talk about today. I don't know where my man all day at. We done sent him a link, but I wanted to get things started because I have to get back to my, I got to get back on my Street Fighter. Anyway, oh my God, that was so. Anyway, like I said, we got a list of topics. Let me go to the chat. Shout out everybody that's rock, everybody in the live stream. Shout out to you guys. Do me a favor, if you're just joining, what up to everybody in the live stream? Hit the like button. Let's make it happen. Say when you go platinum $1,000. So anyway, D, you there, D?
Yeah, I'm here.
We're gonna start off light, and then we build up to the topics as people still filling in. Something that I wanted to talk about, actually, that I didn't really go into depth in my last video. But anyway, Nintendo released a comment. Or interview, whatever, and basically saying that the 4K market is not big enough for them to to dibble and dabble in. You know what I mean? The market is very too small for them to even think to take 4K gaming seriously. Here's the thing, I remember Nintendo always saying something like that around the time of the 360 and the PS3 with HD graphics. You know what I mean? Not saying that everyone didn't have a high definition TV, just that, and they also said the same thing about playing online. You know what I mean? No one wants to play online in the market. And again, of course, I've been very critical of Nintendo in the past, but for good reason, and because it's stuff like that. Because I feel like it's just so hard to get Nintendo to just come to what's going on in today. You know what I mean? And if they do support 4K gaming, if they ever do, it may be the console at the next. Like, to me, it's just crazy as hell. But what do you guys think about this?
I think they're a little bit out of touch. I think they're just trying to save face with that comment, because I think by the end of the year, 4K penetration is going to be pretty high. In fact, today, ratings.com, they did a review on a TCL TV. It's a 55-inch. It does HDR outstanding. It actually has a wide color gamut. It actually has local dimming, and they gave it a great review. And you can get this TV, a 55-inch, at Best Buy right now for $600. So wow. 4K is affordable for everybody. So Nintendo banked wrong. By the end of the year, you're going to see most people having upgraded their TVs to 4K, and most TVs this year that are sold anyways are going to be 4K. Nobody's buying a 1080p TV.
Mm-hmm. Right. I gotta wonder what the margins are, because maybe Nintendo is making a lot of money off these damn Switches. Maybe they're cheap as shit and they're making a lot of money. Why go for 4K? It's gonna cost more to build the box. You know what I'm saying? They'd rather just keep getting all this money they're getting right now, selling you old tech. And maybe you running out and buying it in droves. You know what I'm saying? That's how I get it.
I look at it different, man. As a company, you got to be ahead of the curve. You got to be ahead of the technology curve. If you go back to the OG Xbox in regards to what Z was talking about in the broadband area, where broadband was just becoming prominent for commercial access. We was just moving from that 56 gig ISDN era, and they said the same thing to Microsoft. Even Sony and Nintendo said, "Hey, it's not enough broadband in the home." Xbox Live come out, boom, everybody started getting internet. Same thing with the HD era. I think Microsoft did a good thing with the 4K market by getting ahead of it now. You know what I'm saying? Right. So they could be ahead of the curve. I disagree with Nintendo always behind the times. You know what I'm saying? And they're gonna forever be playing catch up with their mentality.
Right. So why would you not want 4K? Like the kind of games Nintendo makes, I think them shits would probably run like smooth as hell in 4K. If they had put the right system out, I think it'd probably be smooth as I don't know what, bro.
I mean, you got Netflix 4K programming, Amazon 4K programming. Cable companies are now producing 4K set-top boxes to prepare for TV 4K content. I mean, that is the next era that we're going into. Yeah, why not get ahead of it first instead of winding up late to the party? You know?
Yeah. Hey, Needles, what you think about that, bro? What you think about Nintendo not want to deal with the 4K yet?
Yeah, I think they're just saving face, and to bring up the point about set-top boxes, next year maybe the end of this year, next year, they're going to start broadcasting in HDR as well using HLG.
See?
So 4K is here to stay. It's the new medium.
Yeah.
Yep. There, bro.
Lethal?
You might not know.
I'm not gonna problem with Mike, but I don't know. But what I don't understand, that's how I do understand. I guess this is Nintendo. It's just that I've always said, like, for them to be the grandfather of gaming, they're just so far behind the curve. Like, I don't, you know what I mean? And it's cool, like, you know, even their president, was some man named Ian Watkins before he passed away. He says when it comes to competing, Nintendo was horrible at it. They don't do well, don't do a good job at competing. And for those, you know, and again, this, you know, and I kind of blame their core. It seems like they just don't, you know, whatever Nintendo gives them is fine. Because, listen, I'm not gonna call anyone out, Obi-Wan, but before the console came out, before we got the final specs, right, or whatever the case may be, everybody was doing these videos. The Nintendo NX was going to be on par with the PS4 Pro, and everybody was excited. You know, it was excited. You know, even when they had their event, it's going to get all the AAA third-party games, right? So when it comes out, it's not. I got the PS4 for that, or I have my Xbox. I don't need third-party games. And I don't understand. You know what I mean? If you want Nintendo or anything, any company, to do better or to give you what you want, how you voice your opinion is with your wallet. Like me personally, like I told you guys, I'm not spending $300 to play Mario. I don't care what. You know what I mean? At the end of the day, you know what I mean? Especially when I got to have a cell phone. You know what I mean? And that's the same issue I had with the Wii U. And I do have, aside from the influx of new subscribers I got to my channel, I know I keep saying the same thing over and again because when and listen, forget the troll and forget me having fun on stuff, but when I give my opinion, it's coming from, I'm a consumer first. Mm-hmm. And when the major the issues that I had with the Wii U was when I went to get online and all that stuff, it felt like I was taking a step back because they couldn't do the basic things that I was used to doing with the original Xbox in 2002. Join session in progress or send game invites to your friends and the simple stuff, you know, that I couldn't do on this platform. I just didn't get it, you know what I mean? And how their fans would be okay with that. But, you know, I don't know. I'm not saying I don't know, but it just reminds me of the same thing they said in the 6th generation about no one really wanted to play online and this, that, and the other. Or even better yet, when the Wii U came out. And to mind you, Xbox Live came out in 2002. That's what I'm talking about. Them not having their head in the clouds or their head in the sand. They're just now taking online gaming serious. Like, what was it's 2012? Xbox Live been out for 10 years now, bro. You know what I mean?
Right. Yeah.
I don't understand it, man. You know, that's to me.
I'm of the notion, you always set the trend. You don't follow it. You know, I'll correlate this to the music industry. It's not always the now. Once the music industry get a sound, it's something they got already. They always look into the next sound, the next big hit, what's going to be the next new wave. And so in this case, it's the same thing. The next new wave, the next hit is 4K. Now, the one word I come up with is incentive. What incentives do people have to go out and buy 4K TVs? Well, they got 4K Blu-rays, and now we got these 4K consoles, which allow social gaming and kicking it with your friend. So the incentive's there, you know what I'm saying? And based on what D was saying with the numbers, people are buying these TVs left and right, and they're a lot more affordable than they was last year.
Alrighty, can you guys hear me now?
We can hear you now.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I was talking the whole time. It just wasn't coming through. Anyways, my opinion on the whole Nintendo not banking on 4K is it's a bit of damage control because they banked on the wrong horse. Facts. But also, I think Nintendo, as Gary was saying, they want the cheaper product so they can make the most profit. And plus, yeah, there we go. And plus, Nintendo just kind of got burnt when they did a powerful console. Like, wasn't the GameCube more powerful than the PS2? Am I correct there?
Yeah, but you know what, burnt? It's not even so much that, and that's the problem. And so look. Maybe it's when I come to show my age. Maybe it's a little longer than 2. But Nintendo has always been about power. The Nintendo Super Nintendo, I'm sorry, was more powerful than the Genesis. The Genesis, the Nintendo 64-bit. You know what I mean? What's going?
But the Wii was the least powerful, and it's so opposed. Like they are obsessed with getting the next Wii, I believe.
Yeah, but here's the thing, though. Because I get this question all the time. What the statement about when they went power? It's not that. What skunked them with the GameCube was Nintendo's policies again, because I remember before
they don't want GTA on there.
Yeah, I remember before GTA became the phenomenon that it is. they did print that we don't want games like that on that platform and this, that, and the other, and also too they decided to stay with this little disc. Is that Nintendo just doesn't, I don't know. To me it's sad again because going back, like I said, Nintendo was my first console, and looking at some of their greatest games was made by third party, and then not having no third party support. Now all these people got excited when they show all these. You got 92 developers on board to make games for the Switch, where the Telltale sign is. The biggest EA is you're gonna get your own version of FIFA. That's it. You got Madden. You guys not even getting Xbox, NBA Live. Until that's again, that's a Telltale sign. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Like I said, we already have seen this movie before, where they make their hardware to fit their exclusive. That's it. And if third parties want to strip their games down, then it is what it is. But whenever developers have to go out of their way to shoehorn a game into your platform, it's no good, man. No good.
Yeah, unless if you're doing Wii numbers, they're really not going to bother. But
no.
Anyway, speaking of the MPD, did Nintendo come in last or were they second?
They're second.
They were second. Okay.
Yeah, they were second.
They were second. Okay, but either way, they still lost to the PS4 and it came out in March. Was that correct?
Yeah, March.
Yeah.
So they've already lost an MPD.
Higher still.
Damn.
Interesting.
It should be trending at a higher rate because it is a new console. But
Absolutely.
you know what? I don't know. The Nintendo fans are weird. I don't know. They go out and get their consoles. I gotta admit that they do support their platform, but maybe it's peaked already. Maybe the people that really wanted the system, they already got it.
Yeah, I'm not hearing too much buzz about it, so maybe it's already peaked.
Or something like that.
What was
What's
that?
They're talking like 18 or 20 million.
Yes,
Or something like that.
20 million. Yeah.
I don't know if they're going to reach that now. I don't know. That's my opinion.
Yeah, word of mouth is a powerful thing too. You gotta understand. A lot of people when they get systems and things like that in their hand, and they get to talking to their friends prior to them purchasing it, and they be like, "Nah, I ain't feeling this. It ain't got this. It doesn't do this. It doesn't do that." Then people kind of offset people from just going out purchasing it now, as opposed to wait till everything come into play, like with the online and the voice chat and all that stuff.
You know what?
The next big thing for them is I think they announced today the Super SNES Mini. They're going to release it in September 9th for like $79. So that's probably going to be their next big seller in the masses.
But doesn't that only come with like 21 games? Like that's less than the NES, correct?
Yeah, that is. But you know what? Those guys they'll mod it. So
Yep.
Yeah.
They said, didn't they say it will have an update or something like that for more games or something? I believe I seen it.
I'm not quite sure.
That Super SNES, boy, I spent hours on that joint. No lie.
I mean, that sounds
Man.
fantastic, but they're giving you less games and charging you a little bit more.
Super
Like, I
Mario
don't
World
really see
Classic,
the math
Killer
here.
Instinct, Mortal Kombat. It was a
I'll
man.
give
That
you an
joint had
example.
games.
You can get like a Super Famicom from like Amazon.
Mhm.
And it has actually more games on it. It has like 400 games on it. The same
wow.
games. And
So,
Super
yeah,
Famicom,
what is
I believe it's
Nintendo's
the
excuse
Nintendo family. So.
Yeah.
Well, better to go with that one than to pay $79 for 21
Yeah, I'm
games.
about to say,
Yeah.
the NES Mini was at least 60. This is $80, and they're giving you less games.
Yeah.
Yeah, they
Because
using
they
that
saw the
Nintendo
response.
brand.
They're not
They
even
saw
giving
the
you a whole
response from last
25. Wasn't it like 21?
I don't, man. You know what? Whatever the case may be, is that this again. This is what I don't know, man. Screw you, Nintendo. I can't support them, man. I'm done, man. Let me ask you guys a question. Moving right on, except for Nintendo. You guys see the title of the show here. Major update for the Xbox One and the Xbox One S. Now, as far as they were talking about, 4K assets for the games. AD, I know this shit thing here. The 4K guy, the CUDA course, talk to me. What's the deal with this update? What could Xbox fans look forward to?
Yeah, so basically they were saying that the Xbox One S will download the 1080p textures and the Xbox One X will download the 4K textures, and it looks like they're going to be pretty big. On PC, for Gears of War 4 with the 4K textures, it was about 100 gigabytes, and apparently Forza 7 is 100 gigabytes too. So they're going to be
Get those externals, guys.
Yeah.
They said developers might be able to
Compressing?
not compress it, but by not releasing like language packs for different countries, that can also decrease the size as well. But 100 gigs, it's a lot. You're definitely gonna need your externals, and it's good that it supports it. If you're coming from Xbox One already, you should have some external handy, anyways.
and I just want to say thank God I got that 8 terabyte external.
You got it already?
And I got that gigabit, and I got that gigabit connection, so it ain't nothing to download 100.
You already ready?
Oh,
Wait, so you got that new one that I think it's from CNET or whatever. It's 8 terabytes, $200.
I had this almost a year now. Like,
how much you paid for it?
A minute. It was like when I got it was like I don't know, like 200 something.
Okay,
I might be wrong. I'm not sure.
I know they got a white one.
Yeah, I ain't get that
like,
one. Nah,
that looks like this one looks like the Xbox One S a little bit, and I guess Xbox approved or whatever the case. Yeah. It's 8 terabytes, $200, and a couple USB inputs and stuff.
Yeah, I got a WD. I think it's a WD one down there. Yeah. It's as big as I don't know what. It looked like a little mini computer, bro.
Oh, yeah.
And what I like about that is that you're just it doesn't matter if you're playing on Xbox One S, just boom, pop it off, throw it onto the other one, you're good to go.
Yeah. You going from one console to another would be real easy.
So let me ask you a question, and for how you say, break it down for the casuals. So, again, I keep getting the same comment over and over. Let's see if I get my man Craig, get his weird ass in here. It'll take a joker like him. They keep saying again that it's not a difference, but there's no reason to get the X because it's up checkerboarding like the Pro. And
okay, oh gosh,
no, that's
rubbish.
You know, I looked at a list of PS4 Pro titles and all the updates and increases they got in performance and stuff like that. None of the titles I looked at said 4K assets. All I'm saying improved textures, but none of them said 4K content or 4K assets. It's going to be a huge difference between improved textures and 4K 4K textures. I don't care. You got to be blind not to see the difference.
Okay.
A few months ago, they showed that ladybug. Remember that ladybug?
Yes.
Yeah. It back and forth. You could see the difference. There was a huge. You could see like the pores in the
pores and the bumps.
Like it was the increased fidelity it's going to be a massive difference. And get prepared because when Digital Foundry starts to tear these videos down, oh man, there's going to be some butthurt Sony guys, man.
Absolutely.
Well, all right. Well, here's the thing, and again, for layman's term, this is your thing here, D. You take out why can't the PS4 Pro get these type of graphics or these type of textures if they're
it just doesn't have the bandwidth to do it. They just don't have the bandwidth.
No, a lot of people don't know. Again, what do you mean by bandwidth?
Well, okay, so the RAM that they have what is it? Is it 5 that they have allocated? Is it 5 or 6?
5.
So it's
5.5.
Yeah, 5.5 they have allocated for the games, and that's just not enough. You need at least 8 gigabytes for these textures, and also I believe the speed of the RAM is a little bit slower as well.
So was it what is it post up 226 or 219?
It's 218. It's 218.
And what's the Microsoft? What is the Xbox?
226 or something.
326. 326.
Yeah. Bam. So that's a difference there too, and like it's a big difference. It is a big difference. It's going to be like a totally different game. It's going to have another layer on top of it that's not going to be available on the PS4 Pro. And also to these guys saying, oh, it's going to be checkerboarding too. First of all, the stuff that I heard about that is checkerboarding, it's checkerboarding from a much higher resolution than what the PS4 Pro is. The PS4 Pro is like checkerboarding from like 1440p. Where some of these games are going to be checkerboarding from 1800p, and some of them aren't even checkerboarding. Some of them are at like a native 4K, and depending on the engine, it might scale down a little bit in resolution to maintain a 60 frames per second, and boom, jump back up to native 4K. So,
and just think about this. Killzone on the PS4.
Okay.
Prior to the PS4 launching, I think Sony at that time was going with 4 gigabytes of RAM. Before they increased it to 8. Killzone was already taking up around 4.5 gigabytes of memory. And so you only get 5.5. You really don't got that enough wiggle room to do anything.
Okay, now I'm going to play the devil's advocate here. You know what I mean? Play the role of the protagonist. I'm looking at the glasses being half empty. All right, but everyone don't have a 4K TV, so it's not going to make a difference. You're not going to now again. So they're still going with this notion. Being that I don't have a 4K television, it makes no sense for me to get an Xbox One X because those 4K resolution, or even text. I can't see the difference. I don't have a 4K TV. So what do you say for those who say that? Then?
So Microsoft addressed this today by saying that even if you have a 1080p TV and you have the Xbox One X, that it is still going to download the 4K textures, and of course it's super sampling, right? So it's being rendered in a native 4K, but it's going to downsample it to your TV or super sample it to your TV. So you're going to get a much higher looking sharp. It's going to be a sharper game. I'll give you an example. See if you go to YouTube.
Because we don't know what super sample. What is super sampling? You got to explain that, D.
Okay,
what's that?
It basically downsamples it to the resolution of your screen, right?
Okay.
So it downreses it basically. So I'll give you an example. If you're like on YouTube, and even though you don't have a 4K television or a 4K computer, if you click on that 4K video, you'll notice that it's actually crisper, even though you don't have a native 4K panel, because it just downreses it to your display, and it'll just look sharper because it's coming from a higher resolution.
Okay.
So if you have a 1080p TV, it's just gonna look better. It will.
Yeah.
You'll see the difference.
And you're getting them added effects that they add too. They say you're gonna get the added effects in the shadows and all that stuff might not pop as much as they would on the Xbox One X, but it'll be a little improvement on that end too.
Okay. I got a good comment here, and then we're gonna listen. And I got a bunch of other topics that I want to get into. But shout out to my man Sam Walton, first of all. I think he's more of a Sony guy, which is cool. He always comes to my live stream, nothing but respect. But his comment says the argument for those people that's talking about the checkerboard is the fact that it has to checkerboard at all. Now, listen, I'm going to just give you my 2 cents and let the panel attack with this here. Microsoft said that their job was to deliver a console that can give you uncompromised native 4K, which it can. Now, what the developers choose to do with their power is not up to Microsoft.
Yeah.
Even on yesterday's Xbox or on BGST, even on Bang Bang, you have games that are checkerboard on the PC side of things. With certain games, what do you call it? Rainbow Six. You know what I mean? Rainbow Six is one of them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But just because you have a GTX 1080 and the developer choose to include checkerboarding to use those other resources for other things, whether it's lighting, shadows, or extra particle effects, that doesn't mean that your GTX 1080 is not powerful. You know what I mean? So people, again, looking at this, let's just think about this. We're talking about a console. We were just jumping up and down at the start of this generation, or especially Sony got about having 1.8 teraflops. You have 6 teraflops in a console. We've never, ever, and I was explaining to the other guys, I'm not really selling those textures give me better graphics. I said, look at the start of Microsoft's E3, and look what they showed you with Metro. Now, listen, I've been here since the start of the generation. And what they showed me right there to my graphics, okay, looks like a next generation game. I've never seen a game on a console look that good. You know what I mean? So and you guys can do what the developer chooses to do with that power is not up to Microsoft. They're not coming in and mandating here, give us 4K, give us that. You know what I mean? They didn't do that. But yeah, you guys can take. What do you guys?
It is a very powerful system. First of all, Microsoft came out, or I can't remember what developer came out and said, the Titanfall developer said that their game is running at 6K because they have so much headroom, and then it super samples it down to 4K. They have that much headroom. So if you're thinking this is not a powerful system, right there, that should tell you something. Also, the developers from F1 2017, they said their game is running at 4K 60 frames per second, and they're adding all kinds of more graphical effects. They're enhancing it even further beyond that because they have more headroom. All the developers that have gotten this kit, they're all unanimous saying, holy shit, it's powerful and we can do what we want to do. Now, I haven't heard anyone saying that this system is not capable to reach 4K. I haven't heard one of them say that yet. That's at least developing games. Let's not count these Sony developers.
Yeah.
Not only that, to elaborate on what D said, the Titanfall developers, they was using 100% of the GPU. So they was bypassing the CPU. They said the only time the game goes CPU bound is when things get real intensive and it's a lot going on the screen. But other than that, everything they was doing with Titanfall was using 100% of that. Was just the GPU by itself. That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Well, I mean, even to add on that, you have some engines, whether it be, just for an example, Snowdrop or what's that shit that DICE use? What's the name of DICE?
Frostbite.
Whatever. You have some engines that are CPU heavy, then you have some engines that are GPU heavy. You know what I mean? But again, I think what people I guess won't be able to damage control or deny is if Digital finally gives us our side by side comparisons. You know what I mean? Listen, and again, and I give you listen for example. People like don't like when I say this, but you look at Ori and the Blind Forest 2. I'm gonna throw out my disclaimer. I never played Ori and the Blind Forest 1, but just looking at that game graphically, right? Now, I'm not saying what game is better, God of War, and compare that graphically to anything that Sony showed on their stage. And this is what I'm trying to say. Or even take a game like Anthem, right? Compare that graphically to anything that Sony showed on their stage. You know what I mean? And even you had EA come out and said, this is basically running on the Xbox One X hardware. You know what I mean? This is what I'm talking about. And something I've been saying since forever, since I always thought it was very crazy for console gamers to argue with resolution. I've always said it was the craziest thing in the world. We're talking about consoles and, not who had the better games or whatever, because again, or even the better graphics, because resolution does not give you better graphics. Well, resolution just gives you a sharper image. It's the textures, the shaders, the assets that we're all getting with the Xbox One X. You know what I mean? And, it is what it is. I don't know what more, it's like when you had the developer from ARC come out and said that, and you had my man Jeff Keighley was trying to, well, what about the Pro? He said, no, the Pro is, it's we can't do, I guess, 1080 lock stitches, 1080p 30 at medium settings or medium settings, and the Xbox One Xbox One X is doing the game at ultra setting or epic settings. Like it's frames a second. It's not even the same. It's not even close. You know what I mean? And just look, listen. I'm gonna shut the hell up. You guys said that the PS4 was more powerful than the Xbox One from 1.31 teraflops to 1.8. Now you're comparing 4.2 or whatever. So like, listen, yeah, we talking about like, bruh, like we bugging. So listen, even better. Listen, here you go. You're about to gonna get this work. You will need the power of the standard PS4, which is 1.8 teraflop, plus the Pro to equal the power of the Xbox One X. Just think about it. For those who saying it's not, not that big of a deal, just think about that. And it's, what I mean? Just think about that. Like that's what God damn. You know what I mean?
It's going to take for people to, like I say, I'm going to continue to say this. It's going to take for people to get this console in their house and on their TVs in order to understand what's really going on with that system.
Yeah,
I have to absolutely agree with that. But let's just go down the dark path and say the console's checkerboarding, right? Let's take Anthem. The Xbox One X, let's say checkerboard's at 1800p, whatever, and the PS4 Pro is 1200p. Just because both of them are checkerboarding does not mean the Xbox One X is going to look practically the same. The PS4 Pro is not going to get those 4K textures. They're not going to get that lighting. They're not going to get that smooth frame rate. I'm sorry, people. Just because you're checkerboarding or whatever at a similar resolution does not mean you're getting the same graphics. That's what people don't understand. Graphics aren't resolution.
Some PS4 games not even running at 1800p. I mean, some of them is running at 1080p, upscaling to 800p, and then 1800p, and then checkerboarding up to 4K.
Yeah. I mean, you have to do the craziest shit with the PS4 Pro. Look at Gran Turismo Sport. What the fuck? Is that checkerboarding twice? Am I correct on that?
That's a disappointment, man. That is a disappointment.
Listen now, again, and listen, and to a true testament of this console power, and when I say that, about the Pro not having a high enough memory bandwidth. Now you think about race. One thing is three type of genres that are easy to hit their target resolution in frames per second are racers, sports, because this is very linear, and fighters. And, you know what I mean? It's not a lot going on. Here you have your flagship. Listen, be clear of this. And for those, it's not Gears of War. It's not God of War. It's not Uncharted. It's not The Last of Us. Sony's flagship title franchise is Gran Turismo. Period. That's Sony, if I'm not mistaken, if I can correct me, Gran Turismo is Sony's only billion-dollar franchise. In fact, like I said, Gran Turismo may not be that huge here in the States anymore, but even the last one sold 13 million copies. It sells like extremely well overseas. Okay, and maybe and to me, if this is not a case that we're dealing with, how you say apples and oranges here, you have your flagship title. You didn't even put that shit on the E3 stage to show for. I mean, how you say on the main show.
Oh, they were
listen, now again, we haven't had a head up Forza versus Gran Turismo. I don't even know if it happened before, but they both coming out in the same year. Okay,
man.
we're not talking about Horizon. We're talking about Motorsport versus Gran Turismo. All right.
Yeah.
And it's night and day.
Night and day, bro.
Absolutely.
I think Sony panicked too and didn't show it purposely at E3 because it would have got shredded.
Exactly. I mean, I've been called everything but a child of God after I said that the reason why they didn't show Gran Turismo was because of Forza 7. I mean, let's be real. Everybody sees it. You can get on YouTube and see it. Come on, man. When you watch that Forza 7 video and you watch that Gran Turismo next, bruh, like it's like when a bad chick walk in the club and her ugly friends come in there with her. Like, come on, man, stop that, bro. We're not looking at that. That's not what we here.
And yeah, Sony's done something similar with Drive Club and Forza Horizon, correct? Yeah, they pulled Drive Club because Forza Horizon doing like 1,000 player clubs. And
I have to say this. As gamers, we tend to be on the outside looking in when it comes to judging the complexity of games. Like we look at racing and say, "Oh, it don't take that much to run that," based on what we're seeing. Or we might look at an indie game and say, "Oh, it don't take that much." But on the development end, these developers go through a lot to get these games up and running. Even racer games, for them games to mimic a car, to mimic the mechanics of a car. And
let me reword that, okay? And I understand what you're saying, as far as, but just talking about the complexity of once you just have a round track or whatever.
Yeah.
And this was told to me by a developer also. That sports, whether it be Madden or 2K, you're just going up and down the court. You're just going around in a circle car. Now, if you look at games like maybe like Uncharted, you got a lot of people on screens up, you don't have that with racing. Basically, the level of detail are the cars there on the track, and you're not going to have about 3 or 4 cars next to you. You're not going to have 16 cars next to you, all moving at the same speed. So it's easy for them to put a racer in 4K or 1080p, whatever. Because you only basically when you're driving a racer, you're going to have maybe 2 or 3 cars, and not even too much side by side in your camera view. They may be up in front of you. You know what I mean? So all you're dealing with is basically that one car on the track. You know what I mean? You make that's what they mean by it. It's not as hard graphically. You know what I mean? I'm not saying the talent need to go behind the work now. You know what I mean? Because you look at Turn 10 Studios, how they make those games. They get a 4K camera. They go by, take the pictures. The cars running. They do a lot. I understand that. You know what I mean? But listen. Let's be clear. This is called spade. When it comes down to development and how you say that long money. So Sony got their show money. Microsoft got there for show money. Because we talking about, again, this game has 100 and some odd cars, 15 tracks. Forza 5 had about,
700 cars on 7.
Yeah, but I'm saying, but even with Forza 5, which was a launch title. Now, again, this is Sony's flagship thing, and it has less content than Forza 5, which was a launch title for Xbox One.
That's crazy. What they've been doing. I mean, they haven't dropped a game on a PS4 since it's launched. What they've been doing all these years.
That's what I'm talking about.
Hold up. Didn't they have a problem where the car models weren't like up to date or something like that on prior?
They was
games?
still bringing in PS2 car models.
Yep.
Maybe they need to update some of the models.
That's what happened. Listen, I didn't want to go there, but shout out to those guys there. The studio when the PS3 came out, and I remember this was still when the Gran Turismo was still at the height of his, really, especially with me. Not with me, but it's popular in the States. You know what I mean? That they got slammed for using, of course, the PS2 car models and bought them with the PS3. You know what I mean? Now again for the PS4, I think they're using those same damn car models. You know what I mean? Like, it's crazy. Like, again, I don't understand why Sony would do this with their flagship title.
Let me just pray that they not. Let me just pray that this is not true. And that's
listen, bro. There's videos.
Gran Turismo is a grail, bro. Like, damn,
bro.
Listen, love the Gran Turismo.
Listen, I'm not going to say any names.
Standard in simulation races, man.
Listen, I'm gonna say this. When I tell you guys, I know somebody. Listen to me. Okay, this ain't how you say this ain't hearsay. This is what's about. I know people personally that are in the beta. You know what I mean? I know people personally. You know what I mean? But even outside of that with gamers, the game looks horrible. Comparing it to even compare graphically to Forza 3. Just look at what they're doing with Forza 3 and look at Gran Turismo Sport. It's night and day. You know what I mean? Now, and again, I don't care for simulation races at all. I don't. It's not my thing. I'm not going to like it. Well, look at what they showed us at E3, and look at it, and go to YouTube right now and put in Gran Turismo Sport. Look at some gameplay. It's not even close.
That's why I gotta salute Turn 10 for what they do and the turnaround time that they have with the 2-year window is a fucking amazing. They're able to do that in 2 years, and what it takes GT 5, 6, 7, 8 years to do is crazy.
Exactly. Like
so, Gran Turismo Sport, does this have as many cars as like Forza 5 as a launch?
No, I just said that. No, it has less.
So Forza
content.
5, a launch game for the Xbox One, the Xbox One has more cars.
Yes,
more content.
But just overall more content. Period. You know what I mean? Now maybe they may sell you later on. I don't know. You know what I mean? I don't know, man. But like my man here. So first of all, before I put him on blast, I want because he always comes. I've been noticing in the podcasts too. My man, Mr. Capella. He said he lying. They haven't shown no. Hey, bro, listen here, bro. 6 is greater than 4. We ain't gonna say nothing else. We gonna listen. 6 is greater than 4. The problem, and again, I don't know if you have a PS4 Pro or not. Okay, real shit. Statistically, most likely you don't, but you know, because they said 1 out of 5 PS4s sold, one is the Pro. Cool. And you don't listen. If you didn't buy one, you don't need one. I'm just being honest, because your TV are upscale any goddamn way. And I said this day one. I bought. Listen, I have an unboxing video here of my Pro, and somebody said, "Damn, Zaire spends more money with Sony than most of these Sony guys do." I support my game now. Even though I'm an Xbox guy, I may have fun, I may troll. I support my hobby. You know what I mean? But call it a habit. It is a habit, expensive habit. But when I was even leading up before the we gonna call it the Neo, before the PS4 Neo came out, right? Mm-hmm. I was very, very supportive of it. I couldn't wait. New tech, more powerful graphics. Bro, I was arguing with guys on BGST. Remember, here go Mooch, the PS4, Lil Mo. And I argued with them guys up and down. It's 4.2 terabytes. What do y'all got to talk about? I mean, we went at it for weeks about this. Even behind the scenes, people that got cursed out. Like, you know what I mean? Some nasty text got sent back. It went down behind the scenes on BGST about these new consoles. Now, listen. I was very disappointed because I bought this console because I thought I was getting better graphics, okay? Right. If anybody, just be honest, anybody bought the PS4 Pro, you're talking about 4.2 teraflops. It's much more powerful than the standard PS4. Just listen about that. The Pro is much more powerful than, at least twice as powerful, damn near, as the standard PS4. So you think games will look twice as good? And I did a video that no one believed me. Nah, you know what you're talking about. Just give it time. Okay? Is that Sony is wasting the system resources on trying to achieve a higher resolution. So they're just doing 1080p 60, let the console upscale to 4K and give us better graphics. But they won't do that. Why? Because they boxed themselves in the corner with resolution. And what happened and turn around and bit them in the ass. You know what I mean? Remember this? 1080p, making you a better gamer and all this other shit. That was Sony. Now listen, this wasn't no fanboy shit here. That shit that Sony said out their mouth that 1080p, you know, makes you a better gamer or get used to hearing 1080p 60. I don't know that one AAA exclusive or graphically demanding game from Sony that's 1080p or locked 60 frames a second. Not one. You know what I mean? And I'm talking about a game like the Uncharted or anything. They don't have one AAA a graphically demanding game outside of Eraser. I don't even Eraser, whatever or sports title that's locked 1080p 60 frames a second. You know what I mean? And they gimped out with the hard with the Pro. You had developers ask them for more RAM, ask them for a higher memory bandwidth, and Sony said no.
Nope, they stayed arrogant. See, if I could interject here. So, would you agree that the casual audience at this point cares about resolution? It sounds crazy, but they do, correct? They care about 1080p.
That has been the narrative of this generation thus far.
Yeah, some of the craziest shit I've ever heard. One moment, I'll let you guys get back to this. All right, sorry about that. Anyways, craziest shit I've ever heard. Sorry about that.
Cool.
Anyways, so if resolution's like the topic, Microsoft are true geniuses here. They took a box that can do a better resolution than the PS4 Pro and have graphic fidelity. So this console is gonna fucking be crazy when it comes out, guys. This is a monster, and this really did bite Sony in the ass because now they have a competitive box that can do anything. They can do better and look completely fucking different.
Not only that, the Xbox One X is strengthening the S. Turn 10 said what they did on the Xbox One X allowed them to add dynamic weather to Forza 7 on the S.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
That's just fucking crazy shit right there.
And Phil said that. I'm sorry. Yeah, go.
You know, Sony's shaking in their boots when they're already starting to bring up the PS5.
Facts.
You know, PS5 ain't coming out.
I mean,
honestly,
you
ain't
once
coming out
said,
till 2020. And
you once
I'm
said
saying a
Xbox,
lot of those
right?
articles, they popping up everywhere.
They just want to force people to think about it before they touch the Scorpio. Just like a lot of people thought about it before they got the Pro. Like, I'm not gonna lie, when I heard about the Scorpio, I'm like, forget about the Pro. I just get the regular PS4. Like,
yeah, and a lot of people do the same thing. Even my friends, like, they didn't care about the Pro because they knew the Scorpio was coming because they announced it that E3. Like that announcement killed the whole narrative.
I said they should, and again, I got a bunch of backlash. No, if Microsoft announces that, it's going to kill the sales of the Xbox One X, and it's crazy as hell. As soon as Microsoft announces, everybody on Twitter changed their name with the fucking Scorpio symbol. So this shit is wild. This shit is
when they announced it, the Xbox One S, people thought that one would fail because they're launching a new system too. That one became the #1 selling console for a few months.
Yeah, absolutely. And look what Sony did. They had the PS4 Slim and then the Pro a few months later, correct?
Yeah.
But they didn't get flack for
there.
that, they didn't get the flack MS gap for the Xbox One S and then announcing the Scorpio. They didn't get the flack, even though Sony dropped two. What they did within the span of like three different hardwares: the PSVR, the Slim, and the Pro. And they did not get no flack for it.
They had to really push for that, but Sony was shaking their boots about the Xbox One X when they wouldn't even show the PS4 Pro at their E3. They were fucking terrified.
You know why? Again, I said this then, and Sony talking about, and even with now, Sony's so full of shit. That every game that they showed at E3 this year was running on the standard PS4. They said this. What I'm talking about. How I'm a little skeptical about Digital Foundry because Sony came out and said that everything we showed you tonight was running on the standard PS4, right? But normally when Digital Foundry, especially with Microsoft will show a trailer on TV or something. They took the trailer, a commercial, and was counting the pictures on that. That's what I'm talking about. Things have not been fair this generation. Now people say, before I got the tinfoil hat on, Xbox fans again weren't even able to enjoy their betas or whatever the case may be. You had Digital Foundry literally out there counting the pixels on a commercial. Like this shit is wild. But
taking the Halo 5 beta, talking about the screen tearing and all that, even though it was a year out, but they didn't do that shit for Uncharted, which was
Uncharted, Spider-Man, God of War, No Days Gone, nothing.
Nobody expected the Xbox One S to 4K Blu-ray, 4K upscale, 4K streaming, and HDR. Did nobody expect that?
That's what caught them off guard. Microsoft took their best features of the Pro and put them in the standard Xbox. Well, this 4K upscale, they broke on upscale.
I was like,
HDR and the Blu-ray
really
player.
did pay off.
That's why they didn't show the Pro at E3, and but it is what it is. That caught them off guard. That caught them with their pants down. Like last minute when Sony took the camera out the box to undercut Microsoft's cost of the Xbox One at launch, they took the camera out the box. That was Microsoft undercutting them again, and they did it to them again. You know what I mean? But it is what it is. Well, listen, we just spent enough time on it. I got a few topics that I want to get in here before we close to school. It says here, I don't know, we didn't not on be spot, but anyway, my man, Sony's Jim Ryan has made some very, very, how you say,
disrespectful
comments towards indie developers. Now, listen, if you're just joining this, not this live stream, but if you're just joining this generation and you have been here since 2013, at the start of the generations, all Sony had was, this is the truth, the best version of the multiplats. A bunch of indie support. Remember, they had the sign, the thumbnail, Sony Love Heart Indies and all that stuff. They had great indie support. And The Last of Us Remastered and Bloodborne. That's it. You know what I mean? That's all that they had. So for Sony's Jim Ryan to come out and say that, hey, well, indies are not that important now. Now, recently he's talking about indies because Microsoft had the sizzle reel doing, at their E3. You know what I mean? And and we know in Microsoft they have a bunch of indie support or whatever, or those type of games. And he basically was saying that indies are not that important. They're not, but listen again, for the first 3 years, all you guys had. So a lot of people were always scratching their head or even calling Sony's Jim Ryan's out. They got their own version of the Donnie D right now. You know what I mean? You got the thing he said with the parody, and now you got this thing about indies. So what do you guys thought about that? With Sony taking shit on indies now after they carried it for the first 3 years. So what do you guys think?
I think it's crazy, man. Like you got y'all had the whole Sony Heart Indies thing. Now they just not that relevant. Like, my God, like, where do you even come off like this? Like, you got a lot of audacity to disrespect.
You got the nerve.
Like that.
Yeah,
you know what I'm saying? And then the fact that even added on to that, like I was saying before, a guy named David Candelora comes out the blue. He's an indie developer trying to defend them, talking about how Microsoft wasn't responding, they wasn't really working with them like Sony was. Like, come on, man, stop it. You got the wrong timing, bro. We know what you're doing right here. Jim Ryan literally took a steamer on indies, bro. Like, it's not y'all time right now. Get in the back. You know, it's time for these AAAs to come out. That's basically what he was saying. If he got his damage control in that, you crazy, man.
I look at it like this. Shout out to Z Black Rider.
That's my man. He been in the live stream with us.
Yeah, he sent the donation. He also said tell D to mail him a TO sandwich. He'll PayPal.
Tell him a what?
A TO sandwich. What I want to say is that when Sony first party titles were not ready, they depended on those indie developers, and they had them all on stage. And now that they first party developers are up to par and they're overwhelming first party content, you push those same people to the background who was there for you when you needed them. It don't work like that, man. If somebody there for you when you ain't got it, you don't push them. You don't make them irrelevant. You big them up. Say, look, you know what I'm saying? You give them that appreciation. Like, our first party wasn't ready. The developers, they showed up. First party team up there now, you still show them love. Don't just make them irrelevant. They was there for you when you wasn't ready.
They could at least had a reel like Microsoft had. You could at least had like a little quick reel run through some of your indies. You had a short show. What the fuck are you like?
Yeah, I'd rather that PSVR section could have been an indie section.
Exactly.
You know why they're saying this, though? It's because Microsoft did show exceptional indies at their show, and they don't have anything to counter that. So of course, let's just say indies suck now. And these, I don't know, Sony's like Ric Flair. They changed from heel to face so many fucking times, man. Like, come on.
AD, let me ask you something. Now, to any indie developer that would even have the audacity to damage control that, tell me they don't look like battered husbands coming back to
You can tell them Sony have their hands in their pocket, like just pinching them, saying, "Yo, don't say nothing, yo."
Hey, D, you in front of your computer?
Yeah, I'm here.
Hop in the comment section. They got some questions for you in the comment section.
Okay, cool.
The guy to see Black Rider, he want to holler at you or something.
But anyways, Microsoft, this gives them the opportunity to really do grab those cool indie games. Like, look at what is it? It's not The Culling, but
what about the one that looks like Big Trouble in Little China, like an old disco? I don't know, like old techno art, like a Atari game.
Yeah. But Sony throwing these indies on the bus. Let's like games like Battlegrounds come to Xbox. You know, these indie developers will show us some more love now, perhaps.
That indie reel was lit, bro. Most people got a chance to go back and look at them games, but in some of them games that look like no small. In some of them games are like AAA titles, bro.
You know what the problem
is? Isn't PlayerUnknown's on Battleground? It's not going to be an exclusive now.
Yeah, here's the thing.
About that.
And that's what I'm talking about. One thing I wanted to talk about is I was going to do a video on this tomorrow, but I'm going to give you guys a preview. You had IGN. I'm going to script here. Follow me, guys. Okay. IGN, right? When I talk about when I tell like Xbox fans or whatever, like to me, this is just my opinion. Maybe you guys may feel it. To me, they haven't been fair towards the Xbox brand and their user base, whatever the case. Okay, and not saying that I got to be the spokesman person for Xbox, but when I always say when you're considered to be the media or whatever the case may be, you're not supposed to have a what do you call a dog in this fight, all right, or a horse in the race, or an Xbox fan, or the Nintendo fan, or a PlayStation fan should be able to come to your site and get a non-biased opinion or review. But I'm not talking about you guys here complaining when either me, Crap, or anybody who say do quote unquote clickbait videos or titles, right? They had something because they came out and announced that Battleground was an Xbox One exclusive, and then they took a little part of the art, the interview that they had the guys that created from Battlegrounds and said that we're always looking forward to putting that game on other platforms, right? So the title of the IGN article that Battlegrounds may come to the PS4. But if you look at the actual art, the comment to the article, it says, yeah, we always, looking forward to putting our our title on other platforms. So we were so excited to bring Battlegrounds to the Xbox One family, the Xbox family. You know what I mean? He was talking about excited about bringing the game to other platforms, but bringing it to the Xbox. Nothing about the PlayStation 4. You know what I mean? And one thing again about this game, which is huge, is that the Xbox players are going to be able to talk, quote unquote, to PC guys. Now, for whatever reason, Sony does not want to let PlayStation people play with Xbox people online, or even Nintendo people. My thing is, if Nintendo's getting on board with it, what the hell's the problem? You know what I mean? Like just think about this. Like, if you have check-in on the PS4, I got it on my Xbox, we can still meet online and fight. You know what I mean? Sony wants no parts of online crossplay, which blows my mind. And that's probably one of the reasons they're not getting Battlegrounds, because they want an open platform that, it's easy for developers to connect to one server, everybody play together, no matter the platform. And Sony doesn't want any parts of that. You know what I mean?
And you can even go back to Jim Ryan, who was supposedly saying it. The Xbox players aren't safe for their players, or something crazy like that, in like Minecraft, for example.
Mm-hmm.
I think the whole unified online system across all consoles, I think that's the future of online gaming. I mean, gamers been pushing for that for years. Despite their console of choice, they always wanted to play against other fan bases on the same network. At some point, it's going to get there. I think Nintendo and Microsoft going to force Sony's hand to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Just imagine the battles. Like, okay, Xbox Beastfire crew against the Sony ponies, or
that'd be amazing, bro.
And we record it and put it on the channel and say, yeah, we stopped them Sony guys. Them guys don't play games. You know what? Every gamer should want that. Seriously.
Yep.
Exactly. Sony is blocking it because they're the only ones blocking it.
Yeah, speaking on that, I gotta give a shout out to a dude in the comments section. Always a great fan, Omogazio. He says Sony does more crossplay than Microsoft. Well, Omogazio, can you explain to me what games are doing crossplay? They said no to Minecraft, no to Rocket League, no to Tekken. They say no to fucking everything. So what are you talking about?
Here's my thing. Here's my thing right here. Now, I'm a big Titanfall player, big Battlefield player. Not Battlefield 1, but Battlefield 4. Sorry, I don't play with the old guns. But I like, Call of Duties. Like, I just like, I can envision like some type of a playlist or scoreboard. You know what I mean? Keep a scoreboard up there. Games that the Sony guys won. Games that
that Xbox guys won.
Console war would be the killer, dog.
Yo, for real.
Bro, I'm telling you, and it would be facts. Like, we could stop.
Catch me outside. How about that? Yo,
we always talk about Xbox guys always talk about how we're better in shooters, and we could put all that to an end. You know what I'm saying? But you know what it is? They scared. You got to understand. When one team is winning, then you get the side jumpers, man. They gonna jump over to who winning. I know. I go paintballing to this one event every year. The blue team usually wins, so for some reason the blue team is huge as I don't know what. I choose the red team, but that's how it is. They always gonna jump sides. They said they scared. They don't want none of their people trying to jump over to the winning side. That's the exact reason why they don't want to do it. They know exactly where it would lead to, and they don't want that.
Yeah, that's what they're terrified of.
For years, there's always been this discussion between, Xbox fan base and Sony fan base. Who plays more games? Who play the best fighters? Who play the best shooters? Who are best at the shooters? Who are best at the fighters? Do you know what that would do for esports?
Yeah,
exactly.
You know what I'm saying? As a whole, let's see who's best between the Xbox fan base and the Sony fan base.
What? But you know how we'll just do for gaming, period. The advertisers and like, oh my God, like that would be epic. You know what I mean?
They'll keep games are dead alive, because when you combine these communities, more people will come over.
Yes, sir. You know what I mean? But hey, man, I say, man, Sony. I was talking about Sony was good for the gamers. They're on the gamer side, but again, it's gonna have to take their fan base, or whatever the case, to come out and call Sony out for it. You know what I mean? And for things to change. If if not, hey, man. I'm not looking forward to playing with any Wii U or Nintendo Switch weirdos, but it is what it is, man. You know what I mean?
I don't know. A lot of this goodwill that gamers have towards Sony, there's got to be a breaking point at some point. And I think this fall, when Xbox One X comes out, I think a lot of people are going to trade in their PS4 Pros and just get an Xbox One
absolutely. X. Like, those PS4 Pros are really just dog shit. They look like second-class citizens to the Xbox One X at this point.
Yeah, at this point, it's a VR console.
Yeah.
What'd you say?
VR
I
console.
said at this point, it's a VR console to me, to be honest, because that's the only real benefit that you see. Yeah, it's through VR.
That was only. I think that's the only reason why they made the Pro was for VR.
You know what, bro? Listen. There's one thing about next gen. When I'm wrong, I'm wrong. You know what's crazy? And again, I was talking about with the arguments we used to have on BGST. Come on, Zaire, they're just making the PlayStation Pro just for the VR. I didn't want to believe it, man. I really didn't want to believe it. When you said 4.2 teraflops, you can tell me that my games won't be better graphically. I'm what? I'm there. You know what I mean? I went out with all these multi-plats again on the Pro. I'm like, hold on, just a little more. I can't get jiggy with this shit. Oh, hell no. You know what I mean? And listen, and to be fair, I've said this about the X or the Scorpio at the time. The name was. I said, if the Scorpio is just going to give me a higher resolution, I don't want it. Because my Xbox One S, it will upscale to 4K. I don't need it. You know what I mean? It's not that I have a great television. I don't need it.
Wait, Z, why don't you want a higher resolution? Like, is resolution graphics? Hold on, is resolution graphics? No, it's textures, it's shaders, it's draw distance. Listen,
it's not that I don't mind, but again, my television anyway is going to upscale to 4K. I'm okay. I can't tell the difference. I'm be honest with you. I can't tell the difference between 900p to 1080p native. It's not that big.
No, nobody fucking can.
Or 1080p upscaled or 1080p down. It's not a big. It's not. Listen, I'm not out there counting pixels. But one thing we can tell is our graphics. You know what I mean? Like
Exactly. We can tell draw distance. We can tell textures.
Yeah, you go. Pop-ins and stuff like that. That's what's important to me.
I could tell Rise looked better than a lot of shit that came out this generation.
Rise could have been 720p and it looks better than fucking anything right now.
Yeah, Rise. And speaking of which, you know what I mean? The Microsoft keep updating this list of games they're going to get, which I think is, listen, this console war, man, I can see right now coming this holiday season, Xbox guys going to be out there cutting up. Remember, they was doing all our games versus, the PS4, whatever the case, whether it's The Witcher or anything. Those games are going to get support, like I said, for the Xbox One X. Could you imagine them standoffs? Oh, my God. It's going to be, we talking about YouTube comedy gold, man. For real, man. I can't wait, Some big games, you got The Witcher 3, 4K, support assets and all that. And again, Witcher, they make graphic demand.
Yeah, and those Witcher teams, CD Projekt Red, they didn't even do a PS4 Pro update, but they're doing an Xbox One X update.
The Pro getting one too. The Pro getting one now.
But the Pro's getting one in result of the Xbox One X getting one.
Exactly.
Oh, sorry.
So, yeah.
Yep.
But even still,
I guess since we're tweaking it here, I guess the PS4 can get some, because these guys are real developers. They love what they do. They take pride in their work, and I guess they feel that they're able to do it for the PS4 Pro, so they will do it. So kudos to them for that.
Yeah, but also like I said, we got two other companies again. Amazon, the number one wishful item on Amazon is the Xbox One, and here in North America and the UK.
And has that been for a couple of weeks in a row at this point?
Yeah, I'm on Amazon right now. Which one I was like, man, damn, they really.
And people are saying they don't want it.
Oh, yeah.
I want to order it so badly, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean.
You can't listen to other people, man. Customers, people gonna purchase what they want. I don't rely on no website to tell me what to purchase. Even when games, I don't even watch game reviews or none of that because, it's their opinion. I want to give my own opinion of a game and of a console, and I'm gonna make that purchase based on me and not what somebody trying to tell me.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. That's what most wish for. Yeah, most wish for. This shit is crazy.
So, what is going on with those pre-orders, though? That was the FCC, correct?
No, here's the thing. I guess
that's supposed to take 30 days, 30 or 45 days.
But they had that originally with them passing the FCC to be able to pre-order the console. Then there, and also too, and I brought this up yesterday on BGST. I hope Microsoft is not trying to do the whole, shortage demand thing like with the Switch. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Let people go out there and spend that $500 where they got it, bro. You know what I mean? To, drive up demand, you know what I mean? They were saying after, remember Phil said, first of all, let the gamers see the games and then go out and pre-order it. So they were saying, rumor has it that after Gamescom, which people don't know, Gamescom is actually bigger than E3, much bigger than E3. So because it's for all of Europe, you know what I mean? It's bigger than E3. And basically for everybody, but E3 is North America. But, Gamescom for the whole entire Europe, whether it's France, Germany, UK, whatever, you know what I mean?
It's there, E3.
Yeah, there you go. All these different countries. But they said after Gamescom, which Aaron Greenberg's come out to say that Microsoft has some huge unannounced games, AAA games that that they have yet to announce. We're probably going to see games. And I told people that too. When people were getting down about Microsoft E3, I said, listen, or your damage person. No, usually at every Gamescom, Microsoft usually give us 2 unannounced game or 2 big game surprise. You know what I mean? And I think it's dope too. And they're also going to Tokyo game show. I don't have much thoughts about Wednesday. I think Gamescom in about 3 weeks.
Yeah, and Gamescom as well.
They're gonna be at Tokyo Game Show this year.
Yep, that's confirmed.
But Phil did confirm that there's a lot himself. He said there's a lot of games that are coming, but we're just not gonna talk about it yet. But there's a lot of new stuff. He said just give it time.
Wish list.
Yeah, he said 2 to 3 years though.
They are never gonna do
so ham on these indies.
They're not gonna do a scale. They'll never do a scale ball again. They will never do a scale ball again. They will never announce a game that's like 3-4 years out. If it ain't between like 6 months to a year out, we're not gonna hear about it.
Okay, we can close the show on that right there. Which I want to get you guys. What's your opinion? To me personally, I don't have a problem with me getting excited about the game that come in the future. I guess it's the damage control from the Xbox side of things. We don't think they're never going to show, but it's not about them announcing the game 2-3 years. It's them canceling the game. Okay, I don't even mind, games being delayed or pushed back. That's not even the issue. But when you're canceling goddamn games, that's the issue. I don't have a problem again getting excited when the things that come out to come. Because again, it gets us talking about it here. Different conversation. See that game that's coming out? Oh man, I can't wait to get our hands on that whenever it comes out. I don't think that's an issue. Well, how do you guys feel about Phil?
I don't think they should show them too far out, to be honest, because anything can happen, and then games get delayed, and then people lose interest in these games as well. So that's got to be a factor to it. And as far as Scalebound, like I didn't think it was going to be a good game, to be honest with you. But something had to be really wrong with that game for them to cancel it. And like I said, getting people hyped up, because that game was shown at the beginning of the generation, and a lot of people were looking forward to that game with Crackdown. And then for it to be canceled, it's a big deal. So I think it's a lesson learned for Microsoft.
What the hell was this Agents of Mayhem? What the hell was that about?
Who? Agents of Mayhem.
Agents of Mayhem.
Agents of Mayhem. Oh, I'm sorry. Again,
I don't have a single problem with showing games early. I know, like, the problem is that Microsoft just doesn't have enough. Like, if it's first-party studios, they can really control what's going on, except for certain types of games, like them trying to create MMOs out of fucking Fable and shit. But you know what I mean? Like, a Halo, you can show a Halo like 4 years early. You know it's coming. I mean, I'm not telling you to, but I'm just saying, like certain games they can just show early, but I mean, I thought it's good. It's keeping people aware of the game. Okay, it's in the pipeline. It's coming. You know what I'm saying? Like, people knew Scalebound was coming, even though it didn't come. You know what I'm saying? But we knew. You know what I'm saying? Like, right now, before E3, I didn't know what the fuck was coming. I'm like, man, what the hell is Microsoft doing, bro? Like, I don't know. It's looking real crazy. All I know is with the games that were supposed to come out in 2017, which a couple of them just got pushed to 2018, which is Sea of Thieves and what's that other one? State of Decay, which I was really looking forward to. So, like, I believe you should show it early. I'm sorry, man. Like, I'm not for all that. What year out? Like,
what about just a year out, and then every E3 you show the next year out?
I tend to align myself with D. I wouldn't show it early because you temper expectations. So many things go on during a development cycle. What you might see from the first time they show it might change by the next time you see it, and then you be like, oh man, what they first showed, this ain't what they first showed me. So you tend to control the expectations of the gamers. Even with Scalebound, it's a good and bad thing. The bad thing is that it got canceled when everybody was looking for it. The good thing is that the fan reaction to it getting canceled allowed Phil to say, hey, we either need to go get some content like this or bring out more content that's, aligned with that game into the box. But showing games 3-4 years, nah. Temper expectations.
Okay. Again, here's the thing. And again,
hold on, let me go right quick, Z. When you don't show these games, bro, like, you gotta understand, we're in a year where they're talking about, Microsoft ain't got no games, Microsoft ain't got no Xbox, ain't got no game, bro. You need to let people know you got shit coming, man. When you holding games, you letting them allowing that narrative to go around. That narrative is fucking Xbox up. I don't know what to tell people, bro, but the narrative of not having no games it's out there and it's real. Like, people are saying it in the GameStops. You know, I had to go buy a couple controllers recently, and they're talking about it, man. Trust me when I tell you.
Prior to the coalition taking over Gears of War, everybody that Shanghai Nights trailer that they showed, everybody was same thing. When they took over Gears, everybody is that game gonna come out? Is they gonna finish development?
We need a game like that though.
Nope. Yeah, I know, but everybody want is expectations, man.
You know why? Because
that's what happened with Scalebound. People's expectations got up.
You know why again? Because if you think about the Xbox platform, it's just known for Gears, Halo, and Forza, and it used to be Fable. You know, so you know when you have a game like even like I like me personally, I like hack and slash, and I like those type. But even with what's the shit for the 360 they had 99 nights. I beat put me in the mind of those games. I thought it was the online co-op. I couldn't wait to play it. But again, it's not even when games get delayed. Every exclusive that Sony released this generation has been delayed or pushed back. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. That's not the issue. It's when you cancel the game. And we're not talking about again games that may have had a release date to come out at such time. We're getting canceled. You know, Scalebound was supposed to come out, you know, that year. Not to cancel, or even Fable close the studio and you cancel. Again, that is the issue because when you cancel those AAA games, whatever it is, you're back down to and this is what I was trying to explain, and not that I really went off, but I was telling the Xbox guys, you know, and I came up with the whole term Sony pony, and I realized then fanboys are just fanboy. I just thought the Xbox guys were a little bit more sharp on top. When I was trying to go, well, next gen, well, Fable doesn't really make any money. I said, bro, I don't give a fuck about Microsoft money. We just lost a major IP. And no, not to really got what I was saying here, okay? Well, you know, bro, why are you worried about Microsoft money? Like, you know what I mean? We talking about $1 trillion goddamn company, bro. You're bugging. You know what I mean? Like, you stop. Like listen. Like, I was really, I want to fuck a couple niggas up. Like, y'all bugging with this shit, bro. Stop tweeting me about Microsoft money. Well, this one is, bro. Listen, you're not realizing. Then again, that they just closed. That's like Sony closed Sony Santa Monica. You know what I mean? Like we just lost a major. When you think about, like I told you before, maybe like I said, I've been here since forever, since the original Xbox, right? And you look at all the exclusives that they had, Otogi and Reckless, Midtown, all these different games that they had, Microsoft Project, all these different games to be now that we only thing we guaranteed to get a Forza, Halo, and Gears is a very, very dangerous situation. And mind you, I was saying that a year before the IGN, everybody told me, no, Xbox don't have any games. That's when that whole movement. I was talking about this shit about a year and a half before then. You know what I mean? I'm like, oh, we're not in a good space right now. What the hell's going on? You know what I mean? And everybody got on board. It wasn't until Sony, after their PSX, when Sony showed those goddamn schools where they showed Spider-Man, all this they showed at their PSX or whatever the case may be, then people got on board. Oh, damn, Microsoft ain't got no games. Because before then, Sony really had no games either. All they had was the better version of Multiplex, so that was remastered, and Uncharted and Bloodborne. That was about it. But the thing was, it's Sony PSX or their E3 was Sony showed these goddamn games, and people was like, "Damn, what Microsoft games at?" Bro, I was telling you that shit about a year and a half ago. Y'all guys were talking about Microsoft money, what made money, what didn't make money. You know what I mean? So, and again, I think the issue again is not them showing us something new or to get us excited and talk about it. It's them canceling it. You know what I mean? Because
if I could interject here, you're absolutely right, Z, with everything you just said. But I gotta go with Post up here, where anything happens during these development times. Like we keep saying, Scalebound got canceled, correct? Well, what about something like fucking Phantom Dust? People thought that was gonna be a new remake, and then we got that bullshit with that fucking remastering of the OG game. I mean, shout out to the million people playing it, but I don't give a shit about it. But anyways, if you do show games, years out, you might fit yourself in a corner like Sony. Like they couldn't show Death Stranding, they didn't show The Last of Us 2, and the E3 suffered from it, in my opinion. I mean, and then
because things change during the development cycles, even story and gameplay mechanics, all that stuff changed.
That's just the nature of the business. Let me ask you a question, right? I mean, even with here, you got Nintendo showed off Metro Prime and reading in the games, but you know it's coming. Everything that Sony showed, whether it be God of War, whether it be No Days, Stranded, Detroit, I can bet my bottom dollar on my channel, well, none of those goddamn games be canceled. It's still going to come out. Whether it's delayed or pushed back, I bet you we get all those games that Sony showed.
I agree with Nintendo did, though, because Nintendo didn't show any footage. They just said this game is coming. They announced the game, but they didn't show any footage or trailer.
But the difference with that is we haven't had a Metroid Prime in so fucking long. Like the announcement alone is like mind blowing.
Whatever. I'm just saying, when it gets whether the game comes 3 years from now, it gets people talking about it.
You're right about that.
That's why I told people the 3-year window is good, man. Like I don't know about everybody else. I don't mind the 3-year window. I mean, like what Sony's doing.
In my opinion, I think Microsoft's going for a Bethesda approach. You know how Bethesda showed Fallout in the summer and it came out that winter? They want something a little bit like that. It's not going to be 1 year, but maybe like a year and a half to 2 years.
But even with that, even if it's a year out or 2 years out, here's the thing. I'm fine with 2, whatever. But when how you call it, stealth launching games, they announce, they may announce a game here and release it there. That's no good because people again may bought the other console because they don't think you have nothing but Gears, Forza. Hell, I didn't spend my money. I don't want this console.
That's exactly what I was just getting. That's exactly what I was getting.
You know what I mean? So you can't just say, "Hey, we're going to show you a game at E3." And you got, 2-3 months to talk about the game. No, it don't work like that. You know what I mean? I had my money when I got my taxes at the beginning of the year. I can't get no con. I got to wait the next year to get my taxes. It don't work like that. So again,
I suppose though, Z. But let's take a game like Crackdown. That's established franchise, right? You have Crackdown 1, you have Crackdown 2. They announced that very early, and the hype got weird for it because it was MIA for a while. Now it's coming out. People are a bit confused about it, but either way, I believe that's an example of announcing a game a bit too early.
Well,
Crackdown was announced in when 2014.
2014, and now it's coming out. But like people kind of lost hype for it. It was MIA for a while. It's kind of weird.
Because what lost hype because Microsoft been quiet about it. That's another thing. It's not just so much as Microsoft is. Look, CFEs, right? You got some people crazy from here to the mountaintops. We should be seeing people right now gameplay and stream that stuff on YouTube. Microsoft is so tight-lipped with their what do you call them, betas and stuff in their games. That's their fault. You know what I mean? You have to show more. They hold their cards so close to their chest, and then don't say people forget about it. And they don't do any interviews about nothing. You know what I mean? Same thing with the cloud. You heard about the cloud. Shit, nothing. And they don't say anything else about it. You know what I mean? So that's them.
We're still waiting to really see the cloud. They just showed us a little piece last year. Like we're still waiting.
Yeah, that's Microsoft.
Yeah, and they have an opportunity with E3, but they chose to show a single player.
Well, again,
I think we should probably just wait a little bit. I think at Gamescom they're gonna show us new games because last year at E3 they couldn't show all the games. They had too many games, and then some of these games were showcased at Gamescom. And of course we got the Tokyo Game Show. So I would expect some big things at the Tokyo Game Show because remember Phil did go down there early in the year to try to get some deals done. So we'll probably see.
We saw some. He did say them Japanese developers was excited about them XDK kits. So
yeah, they were, and he did show us some cool games like Dragon Ball Z Fighters. That has people hyped on our side.
Man,
it might look weird to you, but it has people hyped.
Man, that's the first Dragon Ball Z game I'm gonna purchase. No lie.
You know why?
Because the other ones that I've played, it was kind of clunky with moving in the air and stuff like that.
Yeah,
but that one looked like a legit.
This game has the Guilty Gear engine.
You could tell the engine.
Yeah, it's made.
What about that netcode? What about that netcode?
Yeah, the netcode might be bad, Z, but I don't know. The gameplay, I mean, this game looks better than Marvel vs. Capcom.
The online
Guilty Gear's netcode isn't bad.
Yeah, because the online videos I saw of Dragon Ball Z, they wasn't
Namco has
at all.
bad netcode.
No, listen, because they're using the fight engine. I mean, they don't use their netcode.
My bad.
Yeah.
Damn, that's.
We'll see though, but that game looks crazy though.
Yeah, I don't know anything about Dragon Ball Z. I never watched the cartoon.
I'm watching the cartoon.
Well,
I'm watching it now.
Who cares about stories? You just want like Marvel vs. Capcom gameplay, correct? Because like the new one kind of.
Well, I'm just saying. I'm talking about not even so much about the story. I'm just talking about. I don't only think about the fighters.
Well, yeah, but
I don't know about Goku.
I didn't. But listen, you gotta realize by the time that shit came out, I was a grown man already, man. That was sexually active. I was out there making babies. You know what I mean? I wasn't, you know what I mean?
All right. Well, do you know anything about like
Arthur or anything in
Marvel vs. Capcom?
Making my own Z fighters.
It doesn't stop me from picking them.
You know what I mean? I'm not about that, bro. I mean, I'm gonna think about that. You know what I mean? That's why. You know what I mean? That's why. Well, or even like like I'll give you an example. Some people are, and I'm not. I know about what he say, Power Rangers and stuff. And people was excited for the movie, but I didn't grow up on it. So I'm 39 years old. You know what I mean? So shit, I get shit even better when I was 14 years old. I was in prison. But most people was home watching car. I was in jail. So I ain't getting this shit, bro.
I mean, yes, you have a point, but look at Killer.
I've been grown for a long time, bro. I've been grown for a long ass time. So
but look at Killer Instinct characters. No one's heard of them, but you still play them, and the game's fun because it has good gameplay. That's what I'm saying. This game's gonna have good gameplay.
I'm sorry. What game? I'm sorry. Say it again. You said what game is got good gameplay?
Like I said, look at Killer Instinct. You don't know anything about those characters' backgrounds,
No,
right?
well,
But
I've grown up on Killer Instinct. You know what I mean?
Right,
I remember Killer. I remember Killer
Okay,
Instinct.
but I mean, I didn't, and I like the gameplay.
Dragon Ball Z is different, man, because the anime and knowing the characters in the anime, you'll be able to
I mean, knowing the
associate
characters
just
help, but at the end of the day, it's all about the gameplay.
Yeah, and what scares me again is goddamn Namco with they shitty online.
Yeah, Namco has really bad netcodes this generation.
That's what scares me more than anything. So you know what I mean. I hope it's handled right. So look how they did Tekken 7. You know what I mean, and that's their
flagship title.
I refuse to buy that dog shit. I gotta be honest with you.
You know what I mean? I mean, it's Tekken, but it's horrible online. You know.
I don't know. I can't deal with that 2 frames, man. 2 frames online.
Yeah,
That's what I call it.
My man Steve McQueen said next year I was making babies watching Dragon Ball Z. I don't know nothing about it. Shit.
Dragon Ball Z is a dope anime, top 5.
Yeah, it is. That's a classic, man.
I don't understand.
It's a good show.
I'm listening.
Let Z see that. Let Z see that game in action for a little bit. I guarantee you, he's gonna change his mind.
Yeah.
Z, just look up gameplay. I guarantee you're gonna love it.
You like Killer Instinct and these type of games, you're definitely gonna like Dragon Ball Z, because these guys they fly up into the clouds and fucking fight and fly. It's pretty cool.
Them combos, oh man.
As I said, just if you like Marvel vs. Capcom, you're going to like this game. Yeah. It's like the classic Marvel vs. Capcom. That's how I see it.
It is a big game for Xbox though. It is.
Yeah, it's a big gameplay to show off.
It's a multiplayer, ain't it?
It is a multiplayer, but the fact that's coming to the console, you don't have the narrative where Japanese games aren't coming anymore.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, with that being said, we covered just about everything. Ain't no Halo to 2019. No Halo, but
Thank you.
So before we go, anything you guys got going on personally? You know what I mean?
Just check out the channel King's Blood Gaming. One part of the broadband bullies, you know.
Yeah, for sure.
Squad. We out here. Everybody check out that Jason video we did too, man. Me and
for sure.
Post up was Jason. We
don't even put me out there like that, player. Don't even put me out there.
Listen,
like that.
we did this man dirty, man.
Man, they did me too dirty, man.
We have blind ass post up over there.
Hey, I listened to the commentary. They was disrespectful, man.
We don't run from Jason. We hunt Jason, man. We took that man to war, bro.
Yeah.
Hey man, you were hiding under the bed the whole match.
Hey, Neethles was back in the Neethles in the X mansion, like Professor X, letting us know what to do. He's like, "Don't hit him now! Don't hit him now!" I'm like,
yeah, man. Listen, like I've been telling you guys before, you guys got to swing by the live stream, man. You got the broadband bullies, or just everybody. We all live stream together. Like I said, we got the podcast on Wednesdays. You get the politics, the UFOs, the religion, get all that good shit on Wednesdays. But we got the giveaways. I still got that shit, that code that you gave me too, post up. I ain't even but yeah, like I said, broadband bullies. Like I said, we're looking for members. Like, you don't even have to be a YouTuber if you want to be a streamer. You know what I mean?
Yeah, man. I mean, nobody got on there.
That co-op stream was crazy. I like that.
Even if you just a good gamer, man, you want to come rock out with us. We're not Hollywood people, man. Just come right in. We play with everybody. We're not charging you to play with us or nothing like that. It's not that stuff. It's not that type time over here, man.
Yeah, you know what I mean? Just come rock out with us, man. But with that, like I said, listen, hit the like button for me. Appreciate it, man. And we catch you guys all during the week. Actually, let me put the link here to my man's channel. And, hey, Post, did you make the channel yet?
I'll be getting my channel up real soon.
Man. Oh, man.
I'm working on my channel. I'll get my channel up real soon.
And if you guys can give me a follow on Twitter, shameless plug-in, so I don't have a stock account anymore.
And please check out my man D's channel. D be putting out some stuff, man.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
I
check out D channel all the time. I once had to tell D that the music was playing out of one ear and one ear.
Okay. All right, here you go. This is the link right here, my man King's Blood Gaming. Check him out, man.
Yes, sir. I'll be getting my channel up real soon, man.
Yeah, you can just check the first of the month. You're gonna get him rocking. But hit the like button. Hit the like button. We're gonna make it happen, man. Hit the like button. We're gonna make it happen. Are we getting online tonight? What we doing tonight? We gaming tonight?
Let's go.
Let's go.
All right. Okay. All right. Well, we're gonna link right here to the live stream, to the mixer. Just give me 2 minutes, man.
Man, catch us on broadband.
Yeah. We're gonna rock out. Whether it's 13 gears, we're gonna do something. So come rock out. Just come shoot this shit. Jump in the party, man. Come pop shit in the comment section. The same way y'all here right now in the live stream. Come over here, man. We be the same type of talk. We be a little cut through. Anything goes with that motherfucker right here. We be you never know who you might see dropping the party, man. But here you go, right here. That's the link right there. I'm about to boot on right now. Let's make it happen. We out here, man. Thank you. Hit the like button. If you want to continue this conversation, come over to the live stream.
Peace.
We out here.